As runners, we all challenge ourselves in ways we never thought possible, pushing the boundaries of what we're capable of to smash through targets and set ourselves new, bigger and better ones.
This awesome hobby that we share gives us one thing in common, and it brings us together as a community. Whether you're working towards completing your first parkrun or you're a veteran of the sport who's run 100 ultra marathons, we all know the feeling of reaching that maxed out effort and our own red line.
Welcome to our podcast, where your hosts Brett Elsmore and Andy Maguire discuss the struggles, the successes and everything in between on our running journeys, as we all work towards the next time we're running the red line. Hello and welcome to episode 44 of Running the Red Line. I am your host Brett, and I am here as always with my co-host Andy, who is now 3 days out, 4 days out.
3 días. 3
days out from Valencia. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, it's kind of it just goes insanely fast, doesn't it? And it's just weird that my marathon seems to have been last. I mean, I know there are people that are doing Malaga, and I think there's one in Italy, isn't there, Pisa, but I don't know many people doing that. But it's just weird that everyone's done New York and they've done Berlin, and they've what feels like ages ago now. And it's just my marathon. It's all about me, but it's all about me, guys. But Valencia is one of the last big ones on the card, really, isn't it? So it's just strange that we've seen so many people run such good times and have such a good time as well. And now it's finally coming towards my time. So
it's your turn now.
Yeah. So no, feeling pretty good, to be honest. And I think 16 weeks, when I think about it, is just a really good amount of time to prep for a marathon. Because if it was any longer, I feel like I'd be like, okay, I'm more than ready now. I was ready a few weeks ago or months ago, but like it feels like, I think this has been the optimum amount of time to train for something, because it's like I've been looking forward to this moment for so long. It's like it's finally here now. And I think if it was 6 months or any longer than that, it'd probably be like, oh, that's a bit too long. But 4 months is just about the right time. So ready to go.
Amazing. So we should explain, this is Thursday morning right now, rather than our usual Friday, because Andy is getting ready to go to Valencia. So he needs tomorrow, and then are you traveling tomorrow or Saturday?
Sí, mañana.
So
I'm going tomorrow morning, yes, and I'm going. That's what I love about Spanish. Mañana means tomorrow morning. Brilliant. Mañana also means tomorrow and morning.
Okay, excellent.
Hang on, I'm going to have to check that now.
Not confusing at all.
Let me just double check that, because I'm not sure. Someone might have told me that as a joke. Mañana, meaning.
That's like when my mate told me once, he went, did you know that the Welsh for microwave is popty ping? And I went,
popty ping?
I meant, mate, that's a joke. You do know that. And he went, no, it's not. Somebody told me.
No, that is true.
No, it's not.
Ask Tommy D. Tommy D.
Way.
He's a fluent Welsh speaker. Tommy D, I demand that you clarify this to Brett.
No, it is not.
I am confident that popty ping means microwave.
Never.
In Welsh.
Never.
Yes. No, I know it doesn't sound right, but I don't think you've been wound up on this. I think that is true. Also, mañana does mean tomorrow morning. See you tomorrow morning.
Wow. Excellent.
So,
Well,
so looking forward to it.
As you got Google on, come on, popty ping, come on.
All right, okay. Welsh microwave in Welsh. Microwave in Welsh. Oh, hang on. Maybe it isn't true then.
Told you.
Microdon. Is that in Welsh though? Right, yeah, let's put it on. Let me just see if it'll actually play it.
Microdon.
That doesn't sound Welsh. That sounds...
Microdon.
Is that Welsh? She sounds... sounds Latin. I wonder what microwave is in Latin. It probably didn't have one. Right, all right. Popty ping. What is a popty ping in Welsh? Okay. Colloquially, popty ping literally translates as a pinging oven. A very onomatopoeic way of saying microwave in Welsh. Microdon is a more formal way to say it than popty ping. But I think popty ping, I think that is commonly known as microwave in Welsh.
Yeah.
So it's not it's not untrue.
Yeah, it's the slang term of saying microwave. So yeah, all right, I'll let you off on that one. But
yeah. I when I've heard that before, unless someone was obviously winding me up.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's like when what's her name, Nigella Lawson called it a microwave.
Microwave. Oh, Nigella. What a beautiful woman. She's right up Partridge's Street, isn't she?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you can imagine her being there. Who does he like? He likes Jill, not Jill. What's that woman's name who does loads of walking? She's done loads of BBC presenter, walking woman. Oh, I can't remember her name now. He really liked her. Walks with Jill Bradbury. I think that's her name. He was a big fan of Jill Bradbury. So I think, is that her name, Jill Bradbury? Jill Bradbury. She doesn't sound right. Jill Bradbury.
Nothing's sounding right to you today, is it?
No, I've just typed in Jill Bradbury and some random woman has come up. That's not her. It's not Jill Bradbury. Bradbury, BBC. Jane Bradbury. Julia Bradbury. Yeah, there she is. Right, yeah. He was you
got taper brain today, haven't you?
Oh God, yeah. I'm losing my absolute marbles, I think. So do you know, funnily enough, in my apartment, I've found two things that have gutted me. There is no popty ping, there's no microwave, and there is no kettle.
What?
And there's no toaster. I feel like saying, well, what actually is in this blooming apartment? There's there's a hob, and I think that's it.
You're gonna have to boil water on the hob.
I'm gonna have to literally learn how to cook. I think they only have blooming chefs turn up at this at this apartment. People that actually can make a blooming paella or something. But yeah. So I might literally have to go to a Spanish Dixon's or Curry's and buy a toaster.
Spanish Dixon's. How long does Dixon's not exist?
Dixon's. And Dixon's. Dixonis. What would it be? Just, Spanish Maplin.
Yeah. Well, Maplin don't exist either now.
No, God, I'm stuck in the noughties here, aren't I?
Or Radio Shack.
Radio Shack. What's that? I don't know that one.
Oh wow, okay. They used to sell electronic consumer goods, but they were an American company, so you used to have proper Radio Shack shops in America. But
oh wow,
over here people sold Radio Shack equipment.
Yeah. Do you ever just hear yourself having a conversation and just think, how is this a running podcast?
Or how are people even listening to this?
Why? I wonder if people listen. Well, I know they would. I wonder if people have questioned why do I listen to this nonsense? But thank you for listening to the nonsense. That reminds me, there still is time to nominate us if you would like to. If you can be bothered for the podcast awards on the National Running Show website. I'll be honest, I don't know how to do it. You'll have to work it out for yourself. That's how much we really want to win this award. But go and do it if you can be bothered. Thank you. So it's on the National Running Show website, and I think you can literally nominate. I think we're under the I think we might be under the influencers tab. In fact, I'm going to wear my influencer sunglasses. But I might wear these for the whole of the podcast, actually, because we're such influencers.
Yeah, to get some practice in ready for Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've spoken to the airline, to Ryanair, and I've got my e-bike. So I've got my e-bikes on the plane. Got a few separate seats for them.
Is it a foldable e-bike, or are you just going to leave it in the aisle?
No, I've left it in the aisle. So you have to climb the seats to get around it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly like the race.
Just how it should.
You got to go around it. There's no way. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to try and cause as much disruption as possible on the Ryanair flight of my e-bikes. Hopefully, I'll get banned from Ryanair. Be disqualified from Ryanair flights. But yeah. So yeah, coming back to the old taper, I am slowly losing the plot. But
yeah, you said you got some phantom weird pains or something somewhere.
Yeah, it's like, the only way I could describe it is, it's like I've injured myself from doing absolutely nothing. I've just got this weird feeling at the top of my glute, sort of on the top side of my glute, on the edge of my sort of arse cheek, if you know what I mean. And it's like, it feels almost like I don't know what it feels like. I don't even think it's real. I just think I might have even made this up in my head, but it's like whenever I've started running, I tell you what it is, I'm guilt tripping myself into going for a run, because as soon as I start running, it goes away.
Yeah.
Because like I was doing a bit of track last night, and felt completely fine. And it's when I'm walking or when I'm sitting that I can feel it. So that's how I know it's probably made up in my head.
Yeah.
But it's the paranoia is in full swing, as you can imagine.
Well, look, I had one of them back in April, didn't I? Before Manchester, I thought I'd full on pulled my hammy and I was going to have to pull out of the race.
But I thought you were going to say, sorry, go on.
Well, I didn't run for a day and then went out for a run the next day and went, oh, yeah, no, it was just all in my head.
Yeah. So, I thought you were going to say, I thought I had this really bad stabbing pain in my abdomen, but it turns out it was a hernia. So it turns out I didn't make it up.
Yeah.
I had this bulging mass of something I'd never seen in my belt line. Turns out it was a hernia.
I am still waiting for a letter for an appointment for that. So I don't know what's happening. I'll keep waiting. Keep waiting.
Well, I wonder what your choices are. Really, basically, go private and get it sorted ASAP, but like get charged through the blooming.
Yep.
I mean, how much would a private operation be? That would be thousands and thousands. Yeah. So,
well, just the scan to find out what it is would be enough, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I did my ankle ligaments a while ago, and just to get seen was 4 months. Like by a physio, a specialist. So I went from my X-ray, which was June. I had to wait till October or November to go and see it. And by then I was sort of back on my feet and back doing running and stuff. He's like, "What are you doing? You shouldn't be doing this." I was like, "Oh, yeah. Okay."
Well, if they
I wish you'd have told me that 4 months ago. Yeah.
Yeah. If they can wait until after April, that'll be all right, because then London will be out of the way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Imagine if you get your date and it's like the day after the marathon or something, you'll be like, "Yeah, that's fine. I can take that."
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. But yeah, so here we are then, 3 days to go.
Yes. So before we get into your whole Valencia prep, because I do want to deep dive into everything that you're going to be doing and wearing and all that sort of stuff.
Interrogate me on my decisions.
Exactly. Well, yeah. Just a couple of things just to mention from this last week was, did you see any of Liverpool cross country, which is one of the premier cross country races in the country, where they pick the GB team for the European Championships?
I wasn't actually aware of it before it happened, but I saw a few people sharing, a few things after what happened, because I know there were a couple of controversial things that happened. But no, to cut a long story short, I didn't really know what was going on at the time, and I've only seen bits and bobs.
Yeah, well, I didn't manage to watch it, but looking at all of the reviews and results and everything, the conditions look crazy. It looked proper cross-country conditions, like stupid deep mud, really wet. Everyone after the race was just covered from head to toe in mud. It looked amazing. That's proper cross-country, what it should be. But as you said, there was a little bit of do you say now this is
controversial.
Do you say controversy or controversy?
See, that is controversial, because either is probably, or either is correct. I say neither. I say neither. Controversy. I quite like controversy.
Yeah.
Just got a bit more aggression about the controversy.
Yeah.
Controversy sounds a little bit more, it wasn't too bad. It was a little bit of controversy. But if there was controversy, it's like, well, okay, this is serious now. Yeah. So controversy. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know. Yeah. But the more I say it, the more it sounds like it's not a word. Controversy. Exactly. Controversy. What is this podcast? Controversy.
It's a language podcast today, apparently. But yeah, the controversy / controversy from Liverpool was the top 6 that finish in the race go through to be the GB team for the European cross-country champs. But Zach Mohammed, who is one of our best cross-country runners, was ill, so couldn't actually race at Liverpool. And he has been given one of the discretionary spots, which means that Callum Johnson, who came 6th, has been knocked out of the European champs.
I saw his Instagram post, because I think Andy Devine shared it and said, like, this is just why the sport is so unfair sometimes, because someone who does so well has just been denied, a massive race, a massive finals.
Well, they've been denied a GB vest. Imagine if that was your first ever GB vest. You've managed to qualify, and then they go, oh no, actually, this guy who didn't race, he's having your spot.
Yeah, he's normally quite good. He didn't race today, but he's normally pretty good. He probably would have if he was here. So we'll give it to him instead.
But I think, as far as I'm aware, I think the first 2 spots are the definite, guaranteed you are in the team. I think the other 4 are up for like discussion and discretionary things. So they are aware before they race of that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is a bit gutting, isn't it? That you can come in the top 6 and you think you've qualified, and then they turn around and go, well, sorry, this person who didn't race, they're better than you, even though they didn't race on the day.
So what's the point in the trials then, if you've already made your mind up? Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. What's the point in the system? Yeah.
And that's where the American trials are quite, like for the Olympics and things like that, and the world champs are quite good on the track, because if you don't race the American trials and you don't come in the top, however many that go through, sorry, you're not on the team.
Yeah.
Whereas other countries like GB have this discretionary rule.
There's a bias there, isn't there? It's more of a, I guess they'd probably pitch it as it's more to do with form and how we predict they'll do in a race, rather than how good you were on any given day, which it's a bit of an outdated system, really, isn't it? I quite like it's not outdated, it's just unfair, I think.
Yeah.
because I do quite like the idea of especially the American marathon trials. Do they do that in almost every single distance and every, all their track and field events for their American select? So long jump or triple jump or
I think so, yeah.
everything.
But all their track races, they have this many are going to the Olympics. If you don't come in the top, whatever, then you don't go. And because there's qualifying times as well, it's if you've not got the qualifying time, then you can't go anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. I bet Zach Mohammed is feeling a bit relieved now.
But at the same time, how ill was he? So was it just a bit of a cold? And if it's just a bit of a cold, then he probably should be racing because it's not going to slow you down too much.
Yeah.
Whereas if he is really bad, should he be even going to the European Championships anyway if he's that ill?
Yeah, because it's in a few weeks, isn't it? It's not like it's next year. It's
it's in a couple of weeks' time. So,
yeah, that's another question. If you're not in good health, you obviously can't. I don't know. The whole thing seems a bit unfair, doesn't it? Yeah, I think I'd be absolutely gutted and probably quite angry at the system if I was. What's his name? The guy Callum? Is it
Callum Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd be very, very upset if I was him.
But the guy who won it, a guy called Toma Tarragano, is a lad from University of Birmingham. And
no way.
Yeah. So their team basically is in the Division 1 Birmingham League. So
you might race against him.
Well, I don't think he was at the first race. What Will Barnacote was at the first race though, and he won the first race of Division 1.
Was he at Liverpool?
Well, Will Barnacote won the under-20s European Championship last year.
Did he?
Yeah. So
pretty decent prospect.
He's a good runner. So that's the sort of top of the table at Birmingham League are pretty good. So
I can imagine you're standing shoulder to shoulder with these elites on a Saturday afternoon. No,
I'm standing about 20 rows back because I know how quick they're going to go off.
God, that I did see. I don't know how I saw it, but someone's uploaded the start of Liverpool cross country. I think I saw the start of it, the men's and the women's, and both of them just look like, it's a scene out of The Lion King, like that stampede. Yeah. It just looks like, I would not fancy falling over because you wouldn't survive.
Yeah.
You'd just get absolutely pummeled. It looks, and it's just like a sprint, isn't it? Like just to get out the blocks.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. But across country it is, like especially like the nationals and Liverpool and stuff. It's just as fast as you can to that first corner where it starts to taper in. Because if you're not near the front, it's going to be really hard to get through everybody.
You'll lose valuable minutes. Yeah. Well, seconds and maybe even minutes. I don't know.
And as it tapers as well and starts to funnel, because so many people and it's so wide are going into such a narrow thing, you can get spiked, you can fall over, you can get pushed, you can trip up and all sorts. So you want to get out of as much danger as you possibly can.
Is it like that at the London one that you and the Quiney boys were talking about?
Yes.
Surely, if it's like a Bushy Park, 1000 style start line, for anyone that doesn't know what I'm on about, Brett and I and Rich and Mac and Chris and a few of us from Worcester went down to do the Bushy 1000 park run. And the start of it was, it was like a scene out of Game of Thrones or Gladiator not Gladiator which reminds me, apparently Gladiator 2 is awful. Someone told me that the other day.
Well, I'll let you into a secret. Do you know I've always had a go at you for not seeing certain films? I've never watched Gladiator.
Oh, really? That is one I am kind of upset you've never seen because that's mega. So you've never seen my name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife. and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next.
Nope.
Wow. You need to see that film. It is really quite good. Russell Crowe is pretty decent in that film. But anyway, why are we talking about that? Gladiator. Yeah, similar to, I meant Braveheart. I said Gladiator. I meant Braveheart. It's like, it's got like a battleground feel to it, hasn't it? And that's what Bushy Park was like. And that's my closest ever experience. And then within the first, 500 meters, it all funneled into a path. So at the London Parliament Hill, is it called?
Yeah. Yeah.
Will it be similar where you're expected that 500 people wide of a start line to funnel into a path of 10 foot wide?
It will be exactly like that. Yeah.
Okay. So that's why you need to get out quick.
Yeah. It will be sprint to, the funnel bit as fast as you can to try and get out of danger.
And I imagine out of danger. Yeah. Yeah. Because you're literally fighting for your life, aren't you? I imagine. And as well, another added bit of jeopardy is it's not chip time, it's gun, isn't it? So everyone gets the same time, whether you're 500 rows back or you're at the very, very front. That is your incentive to get out quick. So that's that's the difference, I guess, between racing and doing a time trial, isn't it? Because you can't ever, I imagine, treat cross country as a time trial because you're racing it. It's not a time trial, is it?
And times don't matter. It's a race against all the other people that are on the course with you. It's not like you could run the same course 2 days in a row and the conditions will be completely different, so you'll get a different time.
So is there almost no point having a watch then, because the pace on your wrist probably counts for not a lot? And it's good to have. It's probably good to know how quick you're going, because I imagine the feel is 95% effort for 100% of the race, and higher. But I imagine there's almost no point looking at your watch.
So you can't look at the time at the end of the race and think, oh, that's what I can run for 10K. That because it's every course is different, and conditions on the day are going to make the race different. But what is good to have a watch for is to know that your effort is consistent, or if you're starting to fall off or whatever. So knowing that your pace or your effort is at a consistent level is quite good to know. Obviously, you can feel that. You can feel when you start to fall off and everything, but having some data to actually confirm what you're feeling, rather than just it feeling horrible and you look at your watch and you're going the same pace or whatever, knowing that you are falling off and you need to put a bit more effort in is quite nice.
Yeah. Are you just going to see how you are in sort of January, February, and where London training is, whether you'll enter London Nationals or?
Oh no, I'll enter London Nationals no matter what.
Oh, fair play.
Nationals. I really want to run Parliament Hill. So Parliament Hill's like the home of cross country in the UK. So I definitely want to go and have a go on that course. 100%.
Yeah. Would you most likely stay over the night before? Do you think you'll go down in a coach load, or do you think it'll be an early start on the Saturday morning?
We'll probably travel on the day, because cross country races on a Saturday, it's the next Birmingham League race on Saturday, and our race starts at 2:30 in the afternoon.
So it's quite actually not too bad to travel to on the day and travel home from. Okay. Yeah.
So, but I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to Saturday. It should be good fun. Calf is starting to behave itself, sort of. I've just got this strange, weird sensation where the pain was. It's like I don't know whether it's a ghost of the pain that's there as a sensation or what it is, but it's still not right. It's still not 100% at all, nowhere near. But it's a lot better than it was. So that's good.
How much running have you managed to get? I know you've been down the gym a fair bit as well this week.
Yeah, so
showing me up on Instagram. I've seen you doing your goblet squats. Oh, show off.
I started recording that and I thought I'm going to have to tag Andy in this.
I thought you could have got some like Tipex and written like 50 kg on it or something like that. So,
but I managed to go out and do a Sunday long run on Sunday, which was good. I went and did park run on Saturday, and I decided that whatever pace I set out at, that's what I was going to try and keep for the whole of the 5K. So I was like, come on, Brett, be a bit sensible now. Don't go out too fast. But I managed to keep it pretty consistent, actually, over the 3 miles. And I think I ran, hang on, 2 seconds. I ran.
And this is during Storm Bert as well, isn't it?
Yes. I don't know how. I have no idea how it's possible, but it seemed to have a headwind in every direction that we ran. I don't know how that's possible, but I ran 18:16, which I was pretty pleased with. So low nice. 18s, which is decent.
Yeah, good.
And the last like 400 meters, I put a bit of a kick on because the lad who was in 3rd place, I could see was falling off quite a lot, and I was like, do I just carry on or do I try and get 3rd? And of course, I had to go for it and get that 3rd place. No,
it's not a race. Apparently, it's not a race.
Of course, it's not. And then on Sunday, I managed to go out for a long run. Did 14 mile at about, I think I averaged like 7:17 a mile, so low 7s. So pretty pleased with that as well. And it felt okay. The only bit where my calf, I started to notice it, was towards the end where I picked up the pace a little bit and I started to feel it a little bit in my calf. But that was after 14 miles, so it's understandable. And then I didn't run Monday because I was super busy Monday. And then Tuesday, I ran down to the gym, did 5K down to the gym, did cross trainer, then a static bike session where, oh man. So the bike down at the gym, do you know, I said about how it's really good, how it does. So you watch a video of somebody riding with you and it follows the hills and everything and changes the resistance and the elevation for you. So started up a session, and it was a hills session. So there was a load of hills in it. So there was a lot of like grinding up the hills. And it was supposed to be a 32-minute session. But the internet was so bad down at the gym that the video spent so much time buffering that I got to 45 minutes and had to end it, and it still wasn't at the end of the session.
Oh, God.
And it kept on pausing and buffering in the middle of a hill. So I was just grinding away up a hill, absolutely sweating, whilst it was buffering and trying to catch up with the video. So
that's not good, is it?
No. But anyway, so got through that, which was tough. Then did a bit more on cross trainer, and then did my S&C, and then ran home, did a couple of miles home. So yeah, I'm managing to get a bit more running in, which is good. So hopefully Saturday will go all right. I'm going to go down to club tonight and go and do the steady run with everybody, easy/steady, ready for racing on Saturday.
Will that be just an hour, something like that?
Yeah, so we'll go out. It'll probably be with the club. It'll probably be about 8 mile. So yeah, it'll be all right.
Yeah, good. That sounds nice. That sounds good.
Yeah, but yeah, so that cross country Saturday, can't wait. It's going to be fun. Hopefully, I'll see the Quiney boys down there, and yeah, we can have a good old race. But they'll be way up the field in front of me. I'll be nowhere near them. But
they'll be up there with Will Barnacote.
Yeah.
So remind us what the fixture is and what the division is, all that sort of stuff.
So it's Division 1 of the Birmingham League cross country. We did quite well in the first race, actually. Bromsgrove and Redditch. I think we came 7th overall, and we were 2nd Masters team or something like that, which was pretty good. But yeah, so the Birmingham League cross country, and this next fixture is in Stoke at Betley Court. which is like I think it's a private like manor or something, but it's in the field there. So I think it's a 3-lap course. So each lap will be about 2 mile.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think it's just under 10k. I think it's 6.1 mile for the course.
Well, if Alton Towers is anything to go by, you could be struggling because that's Staffordshire where we were, and that was ridiculously rolling, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So hopefully it's not too bad, but it's cross country, so it's going to be bad. It's just how bad.
Yeah. Well, I think actually it's Stoke AC who are hosting. So it's Stoke Athletic Club that are hosting, but I think Betley Court is actually in Crewe.
Oh, so it's quite north Staffs then. It's up towards not towards Cheshire, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So that should be interesting. But talking of cross country, I've just thought of something else as well. So at the Liverpool cross country, do you follow Callum Elson Distance Project?
Yeah, I know who he is. Yeah, I do follow him. Yeah.
So obviously he's been out with injury for quite a while because in the World Indoor Champs he got spiked on his Achilles.
His horrible
his Achilles,
injury,
like more or less snapped. So he's been on the like road back to running. He's recently got back to actually training properly. So entered Liverpool because he went to the European champs last year, I think, in the cross country. He managed to qualify. But he went for the short course. So there's the short course relay as well as the full race. So he raced in the short course, and I don't know whether you saw this, but he didn't do particularly well as he wanted, and he was a bit gutted because on his way round he got spiked.
Oh,
so
that's again.
Yeah, so his bad luck of getting spiked, and it was on the same leg as well. So luckily it didn't go to his Achilles like it did in the indoor champs, but it got all the back of his heel. So he's had to take a few days off running again, and he's trying to get back into it. But how gutting's that?
Oh,
so you get back from an Achilles injury from being spiked, and then your first proper race back, and you get spiked again.
That's literally on his heel. So has that gone all the way through his cross-country shoe? Like that's gone...
Yeah. So somebody's basically, your cross-country shoe would finish where the bandage is, and someone's spike has just gone, through the back of his shoe and into his heel.
If you're listening to this and not watching, well done, because you don't want to see what Brett's just held up to the camera. It wasn't very pleasant.
No.
I'm sure you can visualize it though. But that was not pleasant at all.
But so I think he's back running now though. So quick recovery, Callum, and I hope he's back running properly again soon. But on cross country as well, so completely different to Liverpool was the NCAA's cross country champs. So the NCAA's is the Universities of America.
Yeah.
And it's their national champs. So all of the universities send a team of, I think it's 6 to the nationals, and they all race cross country. Now, American cross country is very different to British cross country, and I'm not sure you can call it cross country because their courses seem to be on very well kept mown golf courses. And zero mud, and some of the races you see some of them wearing super shoes during cross country, which is madness. But anyway, they held their national champs, and I will admit it was cold conditions for them. So I think they said it was 35 degrees Fahrenheit, which I've done the conversion. That's 1.7 degrees C. So it is cold, very cold. But Graham Blanks is a runner from Harvard, and he managed to double up. So he won last year, and he's now one of very few runners in NCAA history that has managed to win back-to-back cross-country champs.
Is this a college thing, by the way?
It is, yeah. So it's
universities. So everyone's under 21. Everyone's under that sort of age.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But now, obviously, there's not the mud like in the UK and things like that. But Graham Blanks run 28:37 for 10K on the grass, which is pretty mental.
That's ridiculous.
But the standout story of that race is the guy who came second, a guy called Hampton Samuel. He runs for New Mexico. He ran 28:38, so only a second behind Graham Blanks, but he ran it with one shoe because he lost a shoe at about 4K in. So we ran about 6K with only one spike on, which is pretty mad.
I saw it. I saw the clip of that, and I saw it just flick off his foot. And what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to literally carry on.
Yeah, in an interview, he said, we were running so fast, I thought if I stop and put my shoe back on, the gap will be too big. So I'll just carry on running without a shoe. And he carried on running, came second in 2-degree weather. So obviously the ground was quite cold and quite rough on his foot. And there is a photo of him running, and you can see there's some blood on his foot. So it must have either he's caught up in the pack and it's caused some bleeding, or the ground has just like pummeled his foot. But that's incredible. After the race, I saw photos that were being shared on Instagram of him having to use crutches and being pushed around in a wheelchair afterwards. So he must have caused himself a bit of damage by running with one shoe. But to come second and only a second behind the winner with one shoe is pretty impressive.
Yeah. Some pretty impressive things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what's more impressive, that he's finished that with one shoe, or there's someone under the age of 21 called Graham. You don't see many young Grahams about, do you?
No, you don't. You don't. But yeah.
Fair play. Yeah, I mean, I did see the footage of him coming into finish as well, and it was a fairly tight finish, wasn't it? Between first, second, and third, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. So
if he had stopped, he would have lost position.
Yeah. Graham Blanks put on quite a surge and got quite a gap. So on that last finish straight, he could just ease up, and he knew he'd won it, so he didn't have to push all the way to the finish. But the sprint for the next, I don't know, like 10 places was a real good toss up between all of them. Yeah, it was a real good finish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that looked like a good race. So, you know, with these things like nationals and things, can you stream these live? Could we have watched Liverpool cross country live somehow?
I think there possibly was a stream, but I'm not sure where it was. The NCAAs was streamed live, so you could watch that live. And when national cross country comes around, so when the Parliament Hill race is in February, that normally gets streamed on the National Cross Country and England Athletics YouTube channels. So you can watch it all live,
So what's the one in Turkey then? Is that the Worlds or the European?
No, that's Europeans. Yeah, Europeans is the one in Turkey.
So that will probably be streamable, I guess, if it's that big of an event.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh, I remember watching the one the other year where the course, amazing course, and it went through the middle of a building. So they put down artificial turf through the middle of a building. Which was wicked.
That sounds pretty cool. So I know, is it Antalya?
Yes.
Because I've heard of Antalya. Is Antalya like a a resort that people go on holiday. Yeah, it's on the sea, isn't it? Yeah, I'm just looking now. And it's I mean, I would say that's technically on the Asian side of Turkey, because I think Istanbul separates Asia and Turkey, Asia and Europe, doesn't it? But anyway, I'm splitting hairs. But it's going to be surely quite a hot cross country, similar to the American style.
Yeah, possibly.
I'm sure it'll probably be difficult, because it always will be, won't it? But surely it won't be like Liverpool. It'll be a completely different race for those British athletes.
Because probably. I don't know whether you saw last year's. I'm trying to remember where last year's cross country Europeans were. Let me have a look. Hang on.
Was it in Italy somewhere? Like somewhere like Rome or something? I'm going to say Italy. Italy. I'm going to go with... Yeah, I'm going to stick with Rome.
No, it was in Brussels.
Told you. Yeah. Knew it.
I don't know whether you saw any of it last year, but the conditions were ridiculous. It was so muddy.
Right.
Like there were sections where they were running through, and I swear the mud was up to like mid calf. It was crazy.
So it's funny how it will suit the location of these European champs will suit some runners better than others, won't it?
Yeah.
And that's probably the good thing about having like a, one in Turkey compared to this one in Belgium compared to, one.
So like the year before, the 2022 one, where it went through the middle of a building, I can't remember where it was, but Jakob Ingebrigtsen won that one. And second was Emil Caress, GB athlete.
Oh, right.
And that wasn't that muddy. It was undulating, so there was quite some hills and stuff, but it wasn't that muddy, so it suited those runners quite well. Last year was proper muddy, so it suited different runners. And Hugo Milner, who came second at Liverpool this year, came second at the European champs. It was second or third at Europeans because it was mega muddy, and he's really good in the mud.
Right.
Whereas this year's Europeans might be quite different again, because the conditions will be different. So it'll be interesting to see how the lads from Liverpool, because they did well proper mud, how they fare on a different course. And that's what's exciting about cross country, because it's not just they've run that well on the roads, so they're going to go and run that well in the roads somewhere else. The conditions will change the way that people race.
It's quite exciting, I guess, and no doubt it'll be a really good race. So hopefully our British men and women do well. But I follow someone on Instagram, someone you may be aware of, called Jake Smith, Liam Smith.
Yeah, he came 18th. He came 18th at Liverpool.
So I'm just looking at his thing now. He's just covered pretty much head to toe in mud. And he says he finished 18th, so he wanted the top 20 spot. And he is rapid, isn't he? He's lightning. Yes. And if he's finishing 18th, that just shows the caliber of cross-country runners.
He's slowly getting back to where he should be, Liam Smith, because he was a very big prospect in marathon running, and he's done a lot of pacing in
elites at Rotterdam, I think. Yeah.
So he would be a really good marathon runner, but he suffered with Red S a couple of years ago.
What is that? Why have I heard of that? Maybe it's from his posts, but I don't know.
Yeah. So Red S is something that people have discovered is an actual thing now, and it's a bit like, on basic terms, it's underfueling and not having enough fuel for all the sport that you're doing, and your body starts to break down because you're not fueling it properly.
I see. Okay.
But and a lot of people are starting to suffer from that. So it's started to become an actual thing that people are starting to investigate and do research on and everything. And it's now got a name of Red S.
So it feels like burnout, I guess. It feels like
Red S stands for something. Let me just Red S stands for relative energy deficiency in sport.
Okay. I think I've got
that. a lot of young women get it as they're transitioning into adulthood. But it's also something that can affect younger men as well.
Okay.
So he suffered quite badly from it, and it really affected him. So he's got back over it, and he's getting back to where he should be, which is great to see.
I can only imagine the intensity that you must have to put on your body to consistently perform at that level.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it, is there? Middle and long distance running, because the amount of miles, relentless, hard miles. It's like, I'm not saying track sprinters or anything have got it easy, but like, you think about marathon training, and let's be honest as well, a lot of marathoners, that's not the only thing they do. Like Jake Smith does probably 1,500, or he does cross country, or so he's always trying to work on different things, but he's got the marathon in the back of his mind. He wants to run a 2:20 marathon or quicker. It must just be an impossible thing to manage. And especially, I don't know if he's professional or not, but was he an Ineos athlete, or is he?
Yeah. I think he was.
I've seen a lot of stuff of him training out in like Kenya and I-10 or something like that.
No, not Ineos. What's the
NN?
Yeah, NN running, like Kipchoge's team. He was with them along
NN?
with NN is just a running team.
It's just a sponsor. It's just a right. Okay.
Yeah. So it's who Mark Scott runs for as well.
Yeah. I've seen the branding on his gear. Yeah.
So it's Kipchoge's team basically. It's the team that sponsor Kipchoge.
Yeah. Has that Elliot?
Elites.
Did you see Elliot recently in China? I think it was.
Yes.
Did you see the gear he was wearing? It's so good. He just looks like a rapper now, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He just rocks into a city. Was it Beijing he was at? He was working with all these young athletes and stuff, and he just looked like he was in a 90s music video, rap video, or so. He just looks so cool.
Yeah,
so cool.
Obviously, he's got a stylist dressing him, but he looks so cool.
He always looks so sharp, doesn't he? So good. Yeah.
But have you seen that Kipchoge is going to be racing a 10K soon? He's stepping down distances and going to be racing a 10K. So that should be interesting to watch.
Not retiring from marathons.
No. He's just racing a 10K for the first time in a long time. He's doing a shorter distance than a marathon.
What's he doing? Kingfisher 10K next year.
Yeah.
2 Gossels.
I'm gonna have to find out what it is. I just remember hearing about it.
He's just announced the. Is it the Framley? Is that what it's called? Fradley.
Where is it? Eliud Kipchoge to run 10K at Bangkok Marathon.
Oh, so right, okay.
It'll be his first time contesting a race other than the marathon since 2016. So since 2016, he's only ever run the marathon, but he's doing a 10K at Bangkok.
Fair play.
So yeah, and it's part of a new partnership between the race and NN Running team.
Right.
So NN Running must be sponsoring the Bangkok Marathon, and he's going there to run the 10K as like a advertising thing.
I can't help but think of Bangkok.
I know exactly what you're thinking.
Bangkok Chick Boys. Oh god. Oh, brilliant. What does he say? What does he say? I'm not I just find them interesting. What does he say? I can't remember what his thing is. He just finds them. Finds them interesting. I don't like them. I find them interesting.
Have you seen the? Can you remember the bit as well where he makes he does the shot and he's just making a drink up on the spot and he calls it a ladyboy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, lady boys! It's a pint of lager followed by a Bailey's. What is it? A Bailey's. You've never had a lady boy, you big girl's bra. There's a pint of lager, and then a pint of bitter, and then a Bailey's.
Something like that.
An Irish Bailey's, yeah.
Brilliant.
Sure,
anyway, right. So now that we've gone through all of that, it is time to talk about the big one.
The big one.
The big one.
Should I tell you about my week leading up first?
Yes, I was going to say, what has your final taper week looked like so far?
So Saturday, obviously it was stormy at the weekend, but I thought, I didn't know which park. It crossed my mind. To have a go at a sub 20 attempt last week. And if the conditions were better, I probably would have had a good go, but I didn't. Probably for the best. And I went to the Wire Forest in the end, which is basically like the Himalayas of Worcestershire. And I did the park run there, which is I love Wire Forest. I've done it a few times now, and it's a one lapper, and it's just awesome. I really, really genuinely enjoy it. It's really quite hard because the first 3K are all downhill, but the last 2K are up. And I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. Daisy got the W again, first dog.
Excellent.
So another win. She's racking them up now. So second win in about 3 weeks or something. She did Mallard's Pike, now Wire Forest. She there was a Labrador in first place as we were coming up the hill. Do you remember the hill of doom?
Yeah.
And we could see the dog ahead, and I looked into Daisy's eyes and I could just see she was not happy being in second to this dog. So yeah, we just put our foot down for the last 2K, did the hill fairly hardish, and so we did that in about 25 minutes, which was good. So it's not far off marathon pace for me. I swore to myself I was going to take it easy. And that's why I went to Wire Forest to do a hard park run, but ended up doing it faster than I would have done a flat one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of stupid / fun. And then afterwards we did a 3K top up around the forest, which was good. So we got home, done 8K that day. And then all I had to do to get my 50K in for last week was a sort of not so long run on Sunday, which was 16K, 10 miles. So it was still really, really blustery and really, really windy and stormy. But I went out for a canal run. Is that Boba or Misa?
It was Boba, yeah.
Is he kicking off? Does he want to get on the podcast?
Just moaning. He wants some fuss.
Oh, come on, make an appearance, Bobes. There he is. Oh, all right, mate. Look at him. Oh, what a legend. So yeah, Sunday went out with Mac and Rich, who were happy to join for my last long run of the block. Is 10 miles a long run?
Yeah.
So that was an hour and a half. And yeah, it was nice. I did it in blocks. So did 4K 5:20, 4K 5 minutes. No, 4K 5:40, 4K 5:20, 4K 5 minutes, which is 8 minute miles. Then the last 4K was split in half. I did 2K marathon pace, and the last 2K was nice and steady, which was back down to 5:20s. And then that was it. That was my last long run.
You had some lovely conditions for that, didn't you?
It was horrendous. So it was a tailwind going out, which is always the worst way to do it. And then coming back, that's when you're doing the effort. That's when we got the headwind and the rain. It was pretty grim. But it was kind of like, I saw your Instagram, when you got a lift across the blooming the little river that had formed. It's just that those days, like those running in bad weather days, are the runs that you remember. It's you know, it's not really about the pace and all that sort of stuff, is it? It's more about just being outdoors. It's just I
exactly
enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed my Sunday run. Yeah, I mean, the weather weren't the best, and yeah, it was raining and windy, and there was lots of puddles everywhere. But yeah, I got to the one bit by the canal where the bridge over the canal is, and obviously it dips before the bridge, and I forgot it floods there. And when I got there, it was proper deep, and some ladies who were walking with their dog came past. And she went, "Are you going across?" And I went, "I don't know whether to turn back now." And she went, "Oh, we're going to go across." But two of them were wearing wellies and one of them wasn't. So the two in the wellies stood either side of her, picked her up and grabbed one leg each, and then waded across the water.
Amazing.
Which was brilliant. And they were chuckling all the way along. It was great. It was really fun to watch. And then when I saw how deep it was, I was like, yeah, I'm going to turn back. And then a guy in a pickup drove across the puddle towards me, stopped, opened his window and went, "Do you want a lift?" And I went, "What do you mean?" And he went, "Do you want to lift across?" And I went, "What, across the water?" And he went, yeah, hop in the back." So I jumped in the back of his pickup and he reversed across the water. I jumped out and said thank you and I could carry on.
Amazing.
Absolute legend of a guy. It was great fun.
Wicked. But it's little runs like that you just remember, isn't it? Because it's like, they're just good fun. And it's like, it's not always like that. It's not like every run we ever do are those conditions. So sometimes when it is bad, it's just fun to get. And it makes you a bit, I don't know, I like to think it makes you a bit tougher when you're kind of running against the adversity of the bad weather. I quite like it. Like I got out for a snowy run. Was that this week or last week? That would have been last week.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, that would have been last week. Yeah, so I got out in the snow last week. But no, it's just fun, isn't it, to run in the bad weather? Right? As long as you can stay safe and look after yourself and don't do anything too stupid, because as runners we do stupid things. But as long as it's not too stupid, then you should be fine. But after that long run,
after Sunday, what have you been doing for your final taper week?
So I just decided to do 3 5Ks this week.
Nice.
And that includes Saturday morning. I'm going to do a shakeout Saturday morning when I arrive in Spain. So I arrive in Spain on Friday night in Valencia, and then hopefully get a decent night's sleep, and then Saturday morning get up and get out. But yeah, this week I just wanted them just to be positive runs. Just wanted to enjoy them. So my first one was Monday or Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. I think gave myself Monday off. Tuesday went over to somewhere that I've never run before. We've only ever taken Daisy for a walk there, and it was around a deer park, which was really nice. And that was two laps. I think we ended up doing 6K in the end. A little bit hilly, but just, I took it really nice. And it is basically like a fast dog walk. So I took it super steady, and not even steady, super easy. Zero effort at all, really. Even the hills I was taking super easy, and resisted the temptation to go anything faster than easy, which was very difficult.
Good. Yeah.
And yeah, the sun was shining the whole way. It was a really nice, sunny, cold November morning, and I thought, let's go for a nice run. So we drove over there, did the run, and then drove home. And then yesterday, Wednesday, went to track, and again resisted the temptation to follow the 5K set or the 10K or Mac and Ben and Chris that were there. Resisted the temptation to do the same thing they were doing, because they were doing some fast 200s and they were doing various things. And so I just did my own thing.
Did you by any chance before that track session have any like messages or anything trying to get you to slow down?
I did got one abusive message from a withheld number.
Abusive.
That was in the style. It was, I could tell the style it was in. It was in It was in Liam Neeson's voice from Taken.
Yeah.
And it was like, if you do any effort today and you risk injury and you pull a hammy, I will find you and I will kill you.
Yeah.
I got a text message from Brett. Here we go. Shall I read it out? I got a text message from Brett, who was, I just like the idea that you just have to send me a message to remind me to not do something stupid.
Well, I was in the middle of parents' evening. So yesterday I had such a mental day yesterday. So I was at work all day, straight away. As soon as we finished, parents' evening started. And then I managed to leave parents' evening and I had to drive as fast as I could home, grab my stuff, go straight to band practice. And I got home at like just gone 11 o'clock last night. So it was a bit mental. But we were in the middle of parents' evening and I was like, Andy's going to track tonight. I need to message him.
Breaking out in cold sweats. Oh my God, I haven't texted him. Oh my God, he's going to be doing 3K pace. I can't trust him. If you go to track tonight, please, 3 pleases, don't push it too hard and do yourself a mischief. A marathon is hard enough, let alone with a pulled hammy. So that's from your kind, loving Uncle Brett. So thank you for that. Don't get me wrong, I was tempted to try and push a bit of 5K pace because that's what your taper does to you, doesn't it? It makes you feel like you're totally fine and, you know, you're back to full health, not full health because you technically are. But yeah, imagine if I'd have done something stupid last night. And I mean, I'm saying like I've completed my mission. I've still got 3 days to be careful. But if I'd have done something silly last night and never forgiven, I would have never forgiven myself, and you wouldn't have forgiven me either. So
I know you've got 3:15 to run in 3 days.
Yeah, hang on, whoa! I didn't agree to this. I did not agree to that. So yeah, I didn't tell you this because it would have only panicked you. But I wore my Takumis last night. But I do like to wear my I was just thinking, well, what can I wear?
They make you feel good, though. I can understand that completely.
Yeah,
they just make you feel good when you're running, don't they?
So I wore my 8s, which I love wearing on the track. They, as we've always said, they're really, really snappy and really good for that sort of thing. But yeah, I stuck them on, and even though the majority of the run I did in them, was sort of easy. They're just such a good shoe, aren't they? And such a nice shoe. That reminds me, by the way, if you're listening, Kieran Deegan, Deegsy, Kieran said he's probably the only person I've ever met in my life that didn't get on with the Takumis.
Oh wow!
I think he sent them back after a run but he did say he wore them for a 10K session. It was quite a hard coach session, but he did say he did a 45-minute warm up first at like easy pace or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think those shoes are not really made for that kind of pace, are they? Not made for taking it easy, are they? They're not the most comfortable shoe. And maybe that and that they were probably his first impressions of the shoe as well. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. But that, excuse me, he's not. He's put them on and run easy in them and thought, oh God, these don't feel very good.
Yeah.
And that's probably why. Yeah. So maybe Kieran, you can let us know if you ever will have second thoughts about them because they. And
if he's used to Nike shoes, because I know he wears Vaporflies and Alphaflies and stuff, doesn't he? And what was he racing in Worcester for the Metaspeed Sky in Worcester, which both of those have got really soft foam on the midsole, whereas Takumi's Lightstrike Pro isn't soft, is it? It's more resilient and it's more poppy and bouncy rather than being soft and compressive. And if you're used to a particular type of foam, and you put a pair of Adidas with Lightstrike Pro, it feels very different. I bet the difference between your Pro 3s and your Alpha Flies is miles apart, isn't it?
So difficult. So different. Sorry, they're chalk and cheese. Yeah, completely different shoes. I feel about a foot taller wearing my Alpha Flies.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Even though they're the same stack height.
Even though they're the same, yeah, I just feel taller because the cushion underneath just feels thicker, denser. But yeah, it's a strange sensation wearing those Alpha Flies. But anyway, so yeah, where did I mention Kieran?
Takumi-sen 8 doing track.
Yeah. So warmer Takumis, and what I did, I basically said, because we as always, Dan, who runs the sessions, he wrote on the board the 3 sessions that you could do: the 5K, the 10K, the half, and I didn't even look or take any notice of what the sessions were, just in case I ended up getting kind of like drifted into doing that session.
Yeah.
So I came with a pre-plan of just doing my own thing, which was basically retire halfway through the session, because I usually run about 10K for a track session. So I just thought, right, I'll just do 5 or 25, half an hour. And what I did was 800, so 2 laps easy, and then into a 400 at marathon pace, and then a minute rest, and then do it again 3 times, and just do that 3 times.
Nice.
And then I finished the 3rd set and did a cool down lap, which is just one 400. And I thought, right, I'll do 3 sets of strides. So I did it on the outside of the first bend, and then the inside of the second bend, or the start of the second bend, and then the finish straight. And then literally felt like I was flying, like felt like I wasn't even trying. I can't describe it, like, because I hadn't run faster than marathon pace, all evening, and then to do that on sort of warmed up legs, tapered legs as well, just felt.
Tapered legs are dangerous, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know I shouldn't get too excited because I only ran 10 seconds at a time, but it just felt so good. And that last 2 minutes, I really genuinely started to get excited for Sunday, because I thought, you know what, I can't wait to get my shoes on now on Sunday for the big one. So yeah, on Saturday I'll be doing a shakeout.
Yeah. And, so tell us, tomorrow, what are travel plans? What's happening tomorrow?
So tomorrow, mañana, I'm going to Birmingham Airport, and I'm flying to Palma, Mallorca, and then I've got a 2 or 3 hour changeover before I'm flying to Valencia, which is I couldn't get a direct flight, which is slightly frustrating. Or I could, but it was about 300 quid more, so it's slightly annoying. And I arrive into Valencia at about 8 o'clock at night local time, so I'll be hopefully checked in to my apartment by about 9ish, hopefully, if all goes well.
Nice. And then what's the plan after you've been checked in?
So I'll probably be starving. So and I've looked on where I'm staying. I've actually looked out. I mean, it's a bit modest where we're staying. It's a studio apartment, but it's really quite central, and it's pretty much on the route as well. So, and it's at 40K, which is dangerous, because if I, if it hasn't gone well, I might just not bother getting the medal and just go straight to bed. But so it's quite pretty central where we're stopping, so that's quite good. The good thing is, on Google Maps, there's quite a few restaurants. There's a lot of I haven't done a deep dive into what's literally around me, but it looks like there's a chicken restaurant next door. There's a couple of Mediterraneans, and I think as well, the Woo and Will's clan, the guys, Will and his bros, and Sai, and I think they're all stopping only a few hundred meters away. So,
oh wow,
maybe we'll have chance to link up and maybe go for something to eat as well. Probably not on the Friday, but on the Saturday maybe. But yeah, so Friday I'll just try and head to a supermarket and buy a toaster.
Buy a load of carbs. Yeah.
I need to go and buy a popty ping, and buy some bagels and buy something for the morning, and see if I can buy something like for the Saturday morning, a porridge, like a pot noodle porridge.
Yeah.
Something I can just pour some water in. But that's all if I can get, because there might be a kettle there. I'm not sure. I didn't see one in the description. If there isn't a kettle there, then I have to go out for breakfast.
Well, no, because you said there's a hob. You said there's a hob.
I could just
boil some water on a hob.
Yeah, I could boil some water on a hob. Yeah. And then I don't know. I might get myself. I might do TQ style and get 400 croissants. And just so I've got some cold sort of dry food. Talking like I'm a baby. Like I've got some dry food, some wet food.
You can take some rusks.
Take some rusks. Yeah. Watch a bit of Hey Dougie. Watch a bit of Bluey. Yeah. And so that's probably what I'll do. And then Saturday morning, I'm going to go out for my shakeout run nice and early to get that done. What would you do? Because I'm either thinking of doing my shakeout run in the afternoon, evening, which will be after the expo, or I do it first thing. I'm leaning towards doing it first thing, so it's done.
I would get it out of the way, get to the expo, get your number, get back to your apartment as quick as possible, and then sit or lie and do nothing for the rest of the day.
That's pretty much what I thought. I mean, I might get out to stretch my legs and have a quick walk around the town, because I know I've got Sunday afternoon, evening, and Monday to do this, but I'm tempted to have a walk around Valencia just to see a bit of the city. And I'm not a professional athlete. I'm just there to have a bit of fun. But I want to do well. I want to do a decent time, but I also want to see a bit of this amazing city that I'm going to. So
when are you traveling back?
Monday evening.
So could you not do some exploring Sunday?
Yeah, but the excitement will have gone by then. So I
don't know. It depends how the race goes.
Well, yeah, I might still be buzzing. I don't know, but I'll have tired legs by Monday as well, and I'll have all my suitcase, my cabin bag with me and stuff. So that's why I wouldn't mind.
But if you go out Sunday afternoon after the race, because you're going to finish the race by midday.
Yeah, I know I could have a little explore, but it's just a excitement, isn't it? I mean, I'll be careful. Don't worry, I will be careful. And I'm sure you'll send me another text message checking that I'm in bed by 9 o'clock. But
I'll tell you what you could do. You could hire one of those scooters or a line bike or something, and follow Matt Choi around.
Hopefully he'll be in it. Well, he won't be with the run a lot, will he?
No.
But, I don't know. I wouldn't mind just seeing a little bit of Valencia, but looking at where I'm stopping, I should only be. I'm pretty much within the city walls. Basically, I'm not far from the the old buildings and stuff. But yeah, so I'll just sort of wing it. But I will. My master objective is to stay off my feet as much as I can. Yeah. And be ready for Sunday and don't get tired. Because when I think about Amsterdam, that was a holiday really, because the day or two before it, we were climbing like medieval forts and stuff. One of them, we climbed a bell tower and like that was a mile high. It was like the Burj Khalifa or something that was. We managed to climb up. And I won't be doing that again. So I won't be going up things. But I don't know about you, but when you ever go on a day trip somewhere, human instinct is to pay to go up things, isn't it? We love going. We love just going up things, don't we? Yeah. And the older the city that you go to, the less lifts there are. So if you go to somewhere like York or somewhere, everything you pay to go in, you've got to walk up to the top. So Valencia is a pretty old city as well. So I'll have to try not to go into too many old buildings, because I'll end up going, I wonder what the view's like up here. Yeah. But I'm on the 7th floor as well. in my apartment.
Okay, well, fingers crossed there's a lift.
Apparently, there's a lift to 6, and you've only got to walk up one flight.
Okay, that's all right.
But apparently as well, I've got a little terrace. I've got a rooftop terrace, and I think I've got a little skyline view as well. So I can't wait to see what that's like.
Yeah.
So that'll be quite cool to have a look at. But yes, then I've got the expo to do Saturday afternoon as well.
I was going to say, just don't do the classic, which I have done many a times at London, which is go to the expo on the Saturday and spend hours wandering around the expo on your feet, and then getting back to your hotel and going, oh man, I've knackered myself out. My legs feel really tired.
That was basically a marathon.
Yeah. I've done 10,000 steps around a arena looking at things.
Yeah.
So just do what you need to do.
And as well, I'm thinking of doing my shakeout Saturday morning nice and early, because I've got 2 options where I want to do it. So again, tell me what you would do. I really want to see a bit of the route and the finish line. Now, the finish line is 3K from where I'm stopping. So it's a 6K, or I could just do 5K and stop the watch and walk back. But I really want to go and see the blue carpet. But then again, do I save the blue carpet surprise for when I see it with 200 meters to go?
Oh, that's a difficult one, because the boost that would give you seeing that for the first time at 42K would make you go, that's a tough one.
But the other option I've got is to do my shakeout where everybody's going to be doing their shakeout probably, which is in what they call the Turia Gardens, which is like the dry riverbed that runs through the city centre of Valencia, which is basically turned into like a running track now. And it's a little bit of a dusty path, but there's all palm trees around. It looks pretty epic. However, I think Ben Parks is doing a shakeout. Adidas, Say Sky, Runner, they're all doing 9 o'clock Saturday morning. I could be wrong about that, but they're all doing shakeout runs. So that park is going to become like the Valencia Marathon on the Saturday morning. So that's why I want to do, and I'm sounding like I'm a blooming recluse here. Of course, I'd love to join in with people and say hello to people and stuff. But I think what I would prefer to do is just to have a stressless day. The expo is going to be a bit stressful with queuing and things as well. So I just want to get the morning run done, and I think I'll avoid the crowds. And those people doing the shakeouts have probably got to the expo the day before, and I can't do that because technically I could, because I think I land at 8, but then I then have to get to the expo, which is out of town, which is equivalent of landing at Birmingham Airport and then going to like the NEC. Well, it's not, because the NEC is right next door, and then having to get to your apartment in the middle of Valencia in the dark. So I don't know, and that would be 10, 11 o'clock by the time I'd do that. So I don't know if I want to do that. But yeah, so a lot of people will have gone to the expo today. It might even be open on Thursday. I'm not sure, but yeah. So I think shakeout first, expo, and then jackpot would be home for lunchtime, home for 12 o'clock. And then I can just maybe pop out to some sort of pastry shop or something, chill out for a few hours, and then maybe go out for dinner, 5 o'clock, go to, get some pasta, or go to like a Mediterranean restaurant or something and go out for a meal, and then get back in bed, get back to the apartment for like, I don't know, 7 o'clock at night or something, and then just chill.
Yeah. So has the carb load started yet? Or
yeah, I think so. I mean, I said this on my video that I'm going to release on Saturday morning. It basically started 26th of September 1985. It basically started the day I was born. So it didn't really have an official start date. I was born and then I started carb loading. In the form of, it was rusks, but now it's jacket potatoes. But no, I fell off the wagon a couple of times this week. I've had mainly pasta, jacket potatoes, and I've eaten some bagels, some crumpets, and a lot of bread. So not the best carbs, but they're not the worst, I guess.
But simple carbs, which is what you want.
Yeah, and I've been trying to keep up, trying to do me KQ and just get through 48 gallons of water a day as well. And but I have fell off the wagon a couple of times. Like, for example, we went out yesterday morning. I'm a big fan of a hot counter at a supermarket. I don't know why. It's like a secret like guilty pleasure of mine. I love a Morrison's hot counter. What I should have done is gone for the salad bar, but no, I went for the hot counter and I got the lattice chips.
Yeah,
and
they are good from Morrison's, though.
And I got the chicken and lattice chips deal.
Yeah.
So I got them, and then on the way back from track last night, I fell off the wagon and got some cookies.
Okay. Can I say though, that's probably better than the salad bar, because the salad bar would have had a load of fibre in, and you don't want a load of fibre because you don't want that making you want to stop at the Portaloos. So you want just simple carbs. That's what you want to do. You want to probably eat the blandest food you can over the next couple of days, just so it doesn't.
I do need to be careful of what I eat as well, especially when I'm there, because apparently I've from what I've read, there's not a single Portaloo after the start line Portaloos. Apparently there's just none dotted around apparently. So I have to think about that.
Apparently at the start they're few and far between as well.
Oh God, brilliant.
So
yeah. And there's no toilet roll apparently, I've read on someone's. So I'm gonna take some of my own.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Yeah. Take a little stash and just put it in your running belt, because you'll have space.
And then drop my bag off afterwards. Yeah. But where do we get to? So food, I've been trying to carb load, but I've not been counting grams, or I've not been counting I've just been keeping myself not full, but like I've been keeping my, I've been eating fairly regularly, and I've not really been feeling hungry much, put it that way.
Yeah.
Well, so nothing's changed.
Over the next couple of days, a good one is like things like wine gums, or I don't know, Haribo or things like that, because they're simple sugars, loads of carbs. So in things like that, wine gums and stuff, it's mostly carbs, the tiniest little bit of fat. There's hardly any fat in wine gums and stuff. A little bit of protein, but it's mainly carbs from sugar. So that they're good to top up your glycogen stores and everything. So just keep it nice and simple. So rice and pasta and bread and things like that, and then like the microwave packets of rice are good as well.
Yeah. Good shout. Yeah. So I don't know what's for dinner tonight. I can't remember what we've said we'll have for dinner, but it's quite nice actually, carb loading, because it's just exactly what it is. Well, eating your favourite foods all the time.
I think I've been carb loading for the last couple of weeks, so I've not even got a race coming up.
Nice. Carb loading for cross country.
Exactly. Yeah. Talking of food, nutrition during the race. So before and during, what is your plan for nutrition?
So this is where I'm going to need to get to a supermarket, because, I'm going to take some, in my case, I'm going to take some Saurine with me, because that for me goes down quite well in the morning. I quite like eating, and I've just got the pre-sliced ones. I've got the kids ones, the ones that come, I haven't got a whole loaf.
You don't have it buttered, do you?
Well, I don't know what's in the pre-made up Saurine. It feels like there actually some sort of vegetable spread on that. I don't know.
Oh, really? Oh man, no. I can't be doing butter or margarine on Saurine. It's just got to be just straight Saurine. Yeah.
I probably could have it buttered, I could have butter on anything, I think. I'm a big. Tell you what, we have bought lately, right? So I don't know if this happens to most people as they get a bit older, but you start to really enjoy the supermarkets I used to slag off, like Waitrose and M&S. Now, at M&S, there's a butter, and I'm sorry if you're vegan or vegetarian or vegan. There is a butter they've made, and it's got little salt crystals in the butter. It's sensational because every now and again you just get a chewy, salty crystal, and it's like, yes. It's just phenomenal. So even on things like a bread, and because I the blandest thing, and I'm so okay with this. The blandest thing probably in the world. I'm a big bread and butter eater. Love bread and butter. It's one of my favorite things to eat in the world. I love a butty, I do. And with that butter, it's just sensational. But
See, this is the thing. If I'm just going to have bread and butter or bread on its own or a nice sandwich or something, I really like nice artisan bread and things like that. Like one of the loaves from Lidl, from their bakery. Oh, it's amazing. It's one of the best loaves in the world. But if you're going to have something simple like a crisp sandwich, there's nothing better than the cheapest white sliced loaf.
Yeah.
It's like on nice bread, a crisp sandwich doesn't work.
But
if you get two, just the cheapest white sliced loaf, crisps in the middle, squash it together. There's nothing better than that.
Yeah, just so simple, so good.
Yeah.
So I'll have to see what. Hopefully, there's like a Mercadona around me, because that's like the Spanish Morrisons. When I get there, and see if there's a supermarket or a Tesco Express equivalent or somewhere I can go and buy a few things to eat on a Sunday morning. But I'm going to take. I'm not a carb powder drinker, so I'm not going to be having a carb drink on the day, and I'm going to avoid coffee. And I'm going to try and go easy on the water on the day as well, because I don't want to break the seal. I don't want to be like, I don't want to go to the toilet, I don't want to feel like I'm constantly need a piss. You know what I mean? Like for the whole race. Yeah. Because that can really bloat you, can't it?
Yeah, but don't go to the start line dehydrated.
No, I won't.
Make sure you are hydrated. Have a electrolyte tab in the morning with a pint of water and stuff, and make sure you are hydrated on that line.
I'm going to take my my electrolyte tabs with me. Yeah. But nutrition during the race. What I'm taking with me are my Voom bars, and that's all I'm taking. So I'm only taking Voom. So I'm going to give myself a bit of an option just in case I don't fancy them. But I'm going to go probably a ratio of about 3-to-1 normal to caffeine gels.
Yeah,
and because I'm not like Mac, friend of the podcast, Mac, where I can just only do caffeine gels. I want that. I maybe want that caffeine kick towards the end.
Yeah.
So, and I'm going to try and have a gel or two pieces of Voom bar, because in a packet there's 4. 2 is what they say is equivalent of a gel. And
I think there's 22 grams of carbs in 2 blocks.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Yeah, it's 45, isn't it, for the whole thing?
Yeah.
So, going to have 2 of them every 5K. I think I would say every half an hour, but I'll just lose count because I'll just do it by kilometer markers and hope that my pacing is even. And probably every 5K, I'm going to have a gel.
That probably works quite well every 5K. Yeah. Because what are you going to be going through 5K in? Do you reckon at marathon pace?
Well, the split is 23-20. Okay. For a 3:20 split.
That sounds good. So you're going to be taking on probably just under 60 grams of carbs an hour.
Yeah, which I know is less than a lot of people would say is optimum.
No, that's decent. They say between 60 and 80 is about normal. And then for like elites, sometimes they take on 100. But 60 to 80 is probably good. So
what I need to do is just keep chowing them down. I think try and just get over the fact that I might not want to, or my mouth might be dry because it's going to be warm. and I'm going to take some water with me in my belt as well, and just because those Voom bars, if you haven't got water, they're a write-off. Especially your first gel, you might get away with, but as your saliva starts to leave your mouth throughout the race, and by the end, you feel like you've got literally nothing. You can't chew it down. You need some water, so that's why I like to knock that. And I think those electrolytes are more. What's the word? They work better with water. I don't know if that's true or not, but I think when you wash those Voom bars down with a bit of water, they can be a bit more effective. So I'm going to take my water with me and still use the on-course water. But
I think as well, if you are starting to get that flavour fatigue and it is starting to become difficult to get down those gels, those Voom bars, possibly try the chipmunk technique like Will. And just put it in the side of your mouth, and that will it will melt away whilst you're running. You won't even notice it's there because you'll be so busy concentrating on putting one foot in front of the other and keeping pace that you won't notice that it's melting away, and it's just keeping you topped up with those carbs. But I think trying to take them, even though you don't want them, trying to take them on board is probably a good idea.
Yeah. Because knowing that you need to and knowing that you should have are probably different. They're very, opposing ideologies, aren't they? And sometimes knowing that you should have is too late, isn't it? I don't want to get to.
As soon as you feel like you need to take on some energy, it's already too late.
It's too late. Yeah.
Yeah.
Prevention's better than cure.
You want to top it up and never feel like you need to take on gels, because as soon as you feel that, I probably need to take some on, it's too late. You're gone.
Yeah. So that's the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to take approximately, I think I'm going to do 5/8. Yeah. So it's going to be 8. It's going to be 8 lots of gels I'm going to take, and whether I'll have them all, I don't know, because that will get me through to 40k. So I'll probably take out of those 8, I'll probably take 2 of them will be caffeine, 6 of them will be non.
Yeah.
But that's quite a heavy amount to take with me. These all add up in weight. So that's the thing. They're my belt is going to be full at the start.
Yeah, but you've slimmed down over the last couple of months, so it's only like running 2 months ago.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, it's like running in August. But yeah, another thing I'd have to deal with is the heat as well, because it's going to be 20 degrees warmer than it is today. So yeah, there's always that. I mean, I'm going to be starting at 8:45. By the way, if anyone does want to track me, I'd be honoured. You can download the Valencia Marathon app, which is an official app on Google and Android and Apple, I believe. And just search me in Andy Maguire. I've got no idea what my number is. I can't remember. It's a 5-digit number. And I set off Spanish time 8:45. Is it 7:45? No, it's 8:45. So here it's going to be 7:45. For you guys, you'll still be in bed, maybe. So
is it Marathon Valencia?
Sí, señor.
Right.
Mañana.
I am downloading the app now.
Yeah. So So that's my nutrition. I'm going to try and get through it because I know it's there to help, and I know that that's what I'll need to do to keep my my energy stores in as good a nick as possible. So that's my plan.
Right.
It's a black and orange app like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm just on that. What role describes you best? So I am supporter next. And
you'll like this. See if you recognise the profile picture of me when you find me.
Right, hang on. Live find athletes.
Athletes. Had Morrison's hot food counter yesterday.
Are you down as Andy or Andrew?
I wonder if Cisse Lemma had a chicken goujon and lattice meal the other day. Probably not. What did you eat, Ken and Issa? Did you have your cookies on the way back from track? I'll ask him when I see him when he's running past me.
Are you down as Andy or Andrew?
Andy. My number is 13954.
Andy Mag.
Andy Maguire, that's me.
Oh, of course you use that photo.
It's the only time you've ever seen the back of my head.
That's ridiculous.
So the photos from Alton, the famous photo from Alton Towers when I showed a burst of speed and left Brett in my dust. But yeah, feel free to find me on the old Valencia app. Yes, so I'll be off at 9:15 on Sunday morning Spanish time, and hopefully done by 12:05 if we go off at the right time.
Excellent. Yes, amazing. 2 days, 17 hours and 59 minutes. You have.
Yeah, it's feeling quite real now.
Amazing. Real. So we've spoke nutrition, we spoke pre-race. So gear. What is our gear of choice? So what singlet we wearing, what shorts, and most important, what shoes?
Well, yeah. All right, I'll talk you through my singlet first. I'll talk you through my shoes. Are the only thing I know, which is normally the opposite. Because I'm going to take two choices for my shorts and two choices for my singlet, because I'm still not sure. I've got my Nike Aero Swift singlet and my Adidas, my new Adidas I run the 10K PB with you in, to take with me. And I'll just see what feels better on the day, because I know one's quite tight fitting and one's not. And if it feels really hot and humid, I'll probably go for the looser fitting one. But if it's quite fresh in the morning, because it might be done before it gets really hot, then I'll go for the Aero Swift one. And if that's the black one as well, but I might just to add an extra layer of decision for me, I might also take my my aqua, which is French for water, color one. I've got another one.
Yeah,
that I've got. I might take that one with me as well. And shorts, I'll either wear my same decision to make, whether it's going to feel too hot or not. I'll take my half tights with me, or those Adidas sort of split shorts, the ones that are quite short shorts. Yeah. The good thing is about them is they've got a back pocket, so I can stick my phone in there. Yeah. And that leaves me more room for my in my belt for my gels and stuff, and my cameras and stuff, my camera. And so yeah, maybe I'm leaning towards wearing the short shorts. Yeah. My only worry about wearing the short shorts is getting chub rub, is getting my inside legs chafing. So I might have to Vaso up.
I was going to say, if you got any Vaseline or anti-chafe cream.
Yeah. I'll be taking my my Vaso. Yeah. So
with that, what color are your half tights?
Black.
Ooh, black Nike singlet with black half tights would look good, wouldn't it? Or blue singlet with blue shorts would look great as well.
Well, don't say that, because that makes me gonna want to change my shoes. Because until 8 seconds ago was sure I was going to wear my Alpha Flies. But now you've just said that, my Adidas Pro 3s would look really good, wouldn't they, with the blue Adidas? No, I'm going to wear my Alpha Flies, because I've never ever worn them for a marathon. I've worn them for my 35k long run I did, which went really well. I've worn them for the Cardiff half that I did, which went really well. So I've got no reason to believe that they would cause me distress during a marathon, and I've never worn them in a marathon race. So this is going to be the one to try them.
Yeah.
So
nice.
They've got the nod over the purple Adidas Pro 3s, unfortunately. So and I'm not even going to take my Pro. Oh, actually, yeah, I might do. Just in case I change my mind last minute. I'm such a typical Libra. I'm so indecisive. I mean, I know star sign, what's it called? Astrology is, sorry if you believe in this, but it's nonsense. But that is one hallmark of astrology, of being a Libra, that I'm so nailed on with, is I can never make a decision. I can't make a decision.
Yeah.
See, I'm so indecisive.
This is crazy, because I already know what singlet I'm going to be wearing for London, and I already know what shoes I'm going to be wearing. I haven't even bought them yet. They're not even been released. but I
Really?
know what shoes I'm going to be wearing for London.
That's so good though, because that makes your decision so much easier. There's no decision to make. And but imagine being me this time in Newport. I didn't even know what time I was going for. Like I ran the Newport block and I just wanted to sort of beat 3:42. And then I realized, oh no, I probably need a better target than that. I only realised that a week before, and I still couldn't decide on 3:30 until a few days before. So I'm actually really glad I've got this target of 3:20. So at least
3:15,
no, 3:20, please. And I know you've already compromised on wearing my Adios Pro 3s, and that's all I'm willing to compromise on.
I'm only joking.
So, yeah, expect me to maybe wear my Adios Pro 3s. But I think having that target of knowing that I want to run 3:20 has massively helped me. So
yeah, amazing. And your training has gone really well towards that target. I mean, that final long run I did with you, you smashed out those 10 miles of marathon pace, no worries at all. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you smash that out over in Valencia.
Well, I'm sure I didn't make it look easy. In fact, I know I didn't. But I can assure you, it wasn't as easy as you might have thought it was. That 30-odd K run we did when you ended up cycling on the last 10K, that was hard. Like I really genuinely did find marathon pace is hard, isn't it? It's not. It's not.
Of course,
easy.
It is.
Yeah.
Of course it is. But your form looked good. You kept pace, and that's all you need to worry about. You managed to hit the paces you wanted to hit, and you got all the way to the end of the 20 miles. Well, sorry, 19.9 miles.
Cheers, TQ, for ruining my day.
Yeah,
but you
got to the end of it and you were still running. It's not like you were completely out of it by the end. So
yeah. So I know I can do well. And it's just nice knowing that I've had a few good long runs on the lead up to the race. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Alpha Flies. I wore them for my 35K run when I was wearing my Kenya top. Yeah. And just remember them feeling really good. And yeah, let's just hope that panel on the bottom stays intact. In fact, I might take my my purple shoes, my Adios Pro 3s, because I could nip home at 40K and switch shoes. Maybe still have time to get a PB as well. So I can put them on for the blue carpet.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, last thing.
And my influencer sunglasses, and I think I'm going to go with my pink Varga hat as well.
Nice. Last but not least, race day plan. What is the plan for the race?
Well, I'm always torn between a positive split, a negative split, and a even split race. I know for sure that a 3:20 marathon, if I was going to run it on a treadmill, would be a 4:44 per kilometer, which is about 7:35 a mile. But you never run the tangents. You never run exactly that distance. You always run further, especially in these big marathons. So I'm fully expecting my watch to tell me I've run 42.7. You know, I'm fully expecting to run over half a kilometer more.
Unless you follow that blue line and stay on that blue line. And there's no way when you've got a road full of people, you're going to stick to the blue line. So yeah, you want to allow for a bit extra, definitely.
Yeah. So I'm going to anticipate running a bit further as well. And I might even start my watch a second or two before I cross the line as well. So hopefully my chip time's faster than my watch time. But I'm going to try and aim for 4:40. My magic number I want to be is 4:40 per K, which is probably closer to 4:28. That's 7:28 a mile, 7:25 maybe, which is on paper a 3:15 or 3:16 marathon. But I know obviously with the weaving, GPS drift and all that, I need to run faster than I need to. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to aim for. But
are you tempted to manually lap your watch each K rather than following GPS? Or
I am, but I do worry about chatting to other people who are going for a similar time to me and missing a lap. Yeah. But I don't know if my watch would.
Or it could be that you lap it every 5K. Manually lap your watch every 5K and just see what your 5K split is.
Yeah, that's a good idea. To see if you're and know what your 5K split should be, because I know I need to run 23 20s, or the halfway split is exactly 140.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
so maybe,
I think
maybe do that.
I could think about that, because I do have on my watch, I do have on my my watch face, I do have my lap time, lap average pace, my overall average pace, my overall distance. So I do have those bits of data. So yeah, maybe I'll consider doing that. I don't know.
Because are you going to have automatic laps on, so it beeps every kilometre, or are you just going to turn that off?
Well, that's what I mean. If I don't manually lap, then that's what's set up always on my watch for automatic.
Yeah. But
laps.
The times will show on your face, even if you don't have that notification automatically.
Yeah.
So you can still keep a track of what pace you're running at. It just
exactly
won't beep at you every kilometre. So it might be a good idea to turn that off, because the GPS probably won't be very accurate around Valencia. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So maybe that is a decent idea. Yeah. But yeah, I'm leaning towards a negative split. It's something I've never done in a marathon, and this time, sat in this chair a few days before Newport, I was massively doubting I could do it. But I feel confident this time. I feel I'm 3 or 4 days out of the marathon now, and I feel in the best shape I've ever been in. I feel like I've trained hard for this. My mental game has been worked on. I've done a few hard 5Ks. I've done a hard 10K with you. I've done a couple of hard half marathons. So I've been in the pain cave a fair few times during this training block, not just done the hard training runs. I've literally been in race environments where I've needed to dig really deep, and I have. And that's where I really want to notice the differences mentally, really. Obviously physically, because I want to get a better time than I've ever got before. But I want to feel like I can come back from the dead. That's what I want to feel like.
Yeah, that's half the battle, though, isn't it? The mental battle is half of it. The marathon is a brute of a distance, and the physical strain it takes on you is really hard. But that mental strain of wanting to push through that pain, that's where you really win the battle.
A goal of mine is to really put on a good last 400. I think I'd really like to do one last lap of the track. I was thinking about this at track last night. I'd love to do, I mean, I think I could do, I don't really know, because I just don't know what shape I'm going to be in. But if I could do like a really decent 400 to finish, I'll be so happy.
Yeah.
Like if I could do a 130 something 400, I'd be like delighted. If I could do like a 138, then that's basically sub 20 pace for me. 130 something like that. Then that would be the dream. Finish
90 seconds a lap, so 1 minute 30 for a 400 is just under 6 minute miling pace.
Okay, so I probably won't be going that fast then. I won't be going that. I will not be going on sub 90, I don't think. But because apparently at Valencia you get at the last kilometer, instead of you've done so much distance, it's 1,000 to go, 900 to go, 800 to go, 700 to go. So I don't know if that's mentally going to kill me or motivate me. I don't know, because those boards are going to feel further and further away from each other.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether to go when I see 400 to go or 800 to go, or when I see the carpet. I think it's the carpet. I think when I see the carpet, which is the same color as the background as this podcast, it's going to do something Darren Brown-esque to me. And I think I'm just going to, I don't care who I have to be sick on. But I'm just going to push anyone out the way, and I'm just going to go as hard as I can to finish.
Yeah.
And providing that I've had a good race, or whether I haven't had a good race, I'm going to finish as strong as I can. And that to me is going to be the big moment, just seeing that blue carpet, stepping on that carpet, and knowing that I've at the end of a really hard race I've trained for months is going to be a massive, massive feeling. So want to.
I know that myself and every single person either watching or listening to this pod is fully 100% behind you, and we will be cheering you on every step of the way. I will be glued to the app watching you go round. So
thanks a lot. Yeah. You'll be gutted because it will all be in kilometerage.
Oh no, yeah. I won't understand what's going on.
Like 4:43 per kilometer. What does that mean?
Yeah.
So, no, it's going to be awesome. And yeah, I just want to take this opportunity as well, just to say thank you to everyone for all their well wishes and for their comments on this podcast, or however you've sent your positive vibes to me. It's massively appreciated. And thank you to you as well, mate. You've massively helped me, especially this year. Since starting this podcast, I think I've really learned a lot. And I think running with you, and now I tell you what's awesome. I had that thought just doing Alton Towers with you, that I'm now able to just run with you. Like, it's just so cool. Because I've got, I mean, fair enough, you were injured, but I've got to a pace where I've got to a place now where we can now run together, and it's wicked. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, it is. And, it's awesome.
And I would like to say thank you to you for that 10K you paced me to, Bushy you paced me to, were absolutely huge for me. And I actually think that 10K you paced me to, that could be the difference between a good Valencia and maybe if I hadn't done that race, because that was massive for my threshold, wasn't it? That was a massive, because a 10K running that fast for that long is really good for your system, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
That's why 10Ks are so important, I think. And I think that's maybe why I've neglected them for so long, because they're so hard.
No, they are hard. Yeah. It's not easy.
But yeah, so massive thank you to you, and thank you to everyone for supporting me. And hopefully I'll be on this podcast this time next week with some good news.
Yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait. It's
3:30.
I'm looking forward to it.
3:36 is my current marathon PB. So yes, I'd be happy with sub 3:36. But anything slower than 3:36, if I'm honest, I'll probably would be disappointed with. But I'm not even thinking that way. I can't believe I'm not even thinking that way now. Like it is strange how my mentality shifted now. Yeah. That I'm not even thinking that I'll finish this marathon below 3:30 now, which is crazy.
Think positive. Yeah,
and I am, and I think that's the best thing that I can do. So I'm going into this marathon feeling prepared physically and mentally, I think. Yeah. So just mega excited for what's to come.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, we are all fully behind you. We are full of confidence, and we know you're going to go out there and smash it, mate. That
nice one.
That 2:20 is on. I'm looking forward to seeing you cross the line with a time of 2:19 something.
Hang on. Have we gone an hour faster now? Am I beating Nick Bester now?
Imagine 2:19. Sorry, I mean 3:19. Sorry, man. Yeah. 3:19 something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I really hope. So I just hope that I can just get to 20 miles or 35K, and I can start to just shift up a gear. 32K, and do that last 10K as hard as possible, and just really, really just enjoy that last K. So can't wait.
Amazing. Right. So I think we should possibly leave comments and emails till next week.
Okay.
And we should just finish on the Strava segment.
Yeah. Said like you've got with a sore throat. I love it.
So our last week's leaderboard, in first place with 71 miles, dead on the nose, we have Jack Bancroft. So great work there, Jack. In second place with 66.8 miles is Ryan Baker. And third place with 66 miles on the nose is Jonathan Hutchinson. So amazing work to all three of you.
Well done,
then our elevation top three, we've got James Slade in first place with 3,766 foot.
Good lad.
Second place is Ash Spedding with 3,530 foot. And in third is Rachel Watson with 2,799 foot.
Amazing.
So, amazing work. And then top three ladies. Let me just have a look. So in first place, we have Chloe Hamard with 48 miles. In second place, we have 41.6 miles and Lisa Thomas. And hang on. Sorry, I've just accidentally clicked on something and it's gone off. Always prepared. Hang on, where did we get to? That's not, no, need last week. Sorry.
It's going well, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Oh, and in third place with 36.2 miles is Sophie Voller. So well done to all of you who have topped the leaderboard this week. And if you're not a member of our Strava club yet, please do make sure you go and join the club on Strava. And you never know, we might be reading your name out at some point. And also, we don't say this enough, but please go and like and subscribe on YouTube, or give us a follow on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to it, whatever podcast streaming service you use. But yeah, go and give us a follow or a subscribe, and let's get this out to as many people as you can. Go and tell your mates, go and tell your friends that they should listen to this nonsense and this waffle that we do every week.
Don't keep us as your dirty little secret.
But yes, I guarantee that everyone is going to join me in saying best of luck in Valencia, mate. Oh, sorry, Valencia.
Gracias. Muchas gracias.
Have the absolute race of your life and enjoy every step on that blue carpet, that iconic mat, as you go to that finish line. We are all looking forward to seeing how you do.
I was thinking about this earlier on, and racing, I've noticed, is more than just the enjoyment of it comes from, yes, completing something mega and looking down at your legs and saying, wow, these two little things have got me through 26 miles of just hell. But more, the enjoyment comes from performing well as well. And I think when you think about when you've had your best days at the office and when you've really, really genuinely enjoyed, I mean, not everybody thinks this way. Granted, I appreciate that, but I'm not going to Valencia to just have a jog around and just get a medal. Like, the enjoyment for me will be knowing that I've, like you've said time and time again, I've gone to the bottom of the well and crawled my way out of it. And it maybe have gone through hell, but the enjoyment comes from the dark times and drawing on experiences and training from the past to get you through your present. And that, for me, is one of the main reasons that we do this thing, because it's performance. You know, it matters. It matters, doesn't it? It matters.
We are racing ourselves. We're racing the past version of ourselves. How far can we push this body of ours, and how high of a performance can we actually have?
Yeah. And as much as I don't want to spoil the day for myself by staring at my watch too much and not looking up and what's around me, I still want to do well, and I want to make sure that I give myself the best chance to do well. And part of having a fond memory of this race will be knowing that I gave it everything and hopefully did well.
Yeah, you left everything out there on the course. There was nothing else to give. Yeah, amazing.
And so I'm just going to write something down. I'm going to write something down here. Have you got a pen?
I have, yes.
Right. I'm going to write down what I think I'm going to finish the race in.
Ooh, okay, yes.
And I'm going to show you this piece of paper.
Are you going to show us now, or are you going to keep it and show us on the next pod?
I'm going to keep it now, and I'm going to show you.
Yeah, okay.
Next week.
I'm going to do the same.
Because I've had a number in my head for months now of what I think my finish time. And I'm not just going to jog on the spot for the last minute if I think that I'm going to get my exact time. But I've just had a number that I've tried to manifest that I think I will finish the marathon in. And it would just be interesting knowing that that's, what I finish my my marathon. So if you want to join in, I don't mind. Do your worst. Maybe say what time in this video you think I'll do it in. Right, have you got one?
Yeah, I'm going to go.
You don't have to say it.
No, I know.
$2:19.
No, yeah, I have written down. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just a bit of fun then. We'll see how we do.
Cool. Excellent. Right.
I hate to swear on this podcast, but I think this is quite apt. One phrase that I've learned to live by as an adult is this: all I've got to do is not fuck it up. And that is what I'm going to try and do on Sunday.
Amazing. Yeah. What a great way to finish the pod. So best of luck to you, mate. Best of luck to everybody who is running Valencia on Sunday. Best of luck to Will Fu, the Woo. I hope you have the best race ever, Will, and I hope that sub-3 is on. You're in shape. You can do it. Yeah. So, just get out there and give it your best, mate. But best of luck to everybody, and we shall see you all next week for a recap of the Valencia Marathon. So thank you so much for watching or listening. We'll see you later. Cheers, guys.
See you guys. I've got to go and look at the Spanish Argos now and find a popty ping. Argos.